hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner, and this is a quick little let's discuss the foolishness of the chit chat of the world of the gossip and stuff. Okay, but y'all know first things first. Make sure to subscribe to my channel to become a whole JayBird, dun. Okay, and all that goodness and stuff. Y'all know to subscribe to my secondary channel, Jaylee's Corner Talk. The link to that is always in the description box below every single video. Okay, y'all know, go ahead and like and comment and share, okay, and relax and center yourself and inhale and exhale because there's things that we need to do to stay calm, cool, and collected and stuff, okay? You can also follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG and Twitter, okay? But y'all know, like and subscribe. And yes, I am here, okay? On screen and everything. But let's get into these little topics that I've been kind of not really commenting on. I'm like, girl, you're off vacation. Get back into the swing of things and get your gossip on, okay? And the first story I want to get into, let's get into Wendy, okay, and also Sheree Shepherd, because we know that Wendy has been out because she isn't feeling well. She's under medical care, okay. Now, the rules of being a talk show host usually means you're always on camera. You're always on camera doing live shows, but that can take a whole toll on your body, your mind, your spirit, and all those things. So Wendy needed to go sit down some dang on where to get herself together. And we had people guest hosting here, guest hosting there, guest hosting everywhere. And because she probably will not at all be back this year, they were saying that allegedly Sheree Shepherd was going to permanently replace Wendy. Why? Because Sheree Shepherd hosted for a full week and did amazingly well. I made sure to watch like one episode of each host. And Sheree was the one who I felt did the best. She was more natural with it. She was naturally funny because she's a comedian, and she did amazing to me. And I was like, they should just give Sheree Shepherd the job. Okay, we don't need to keep having all these guest hosts because we had, Bill Bellamy, they had Michael Rappaport, they had Leah Remy, they had Fat Joe and Remy Ma. So with this, they also had her little panel, with like it was like four separate people, including Baby Smith, who they had on. But I'm like, do we want to keep, shuffling people? I feel like the shuffle is so that nobody gets used to someone. And that's if Wendy was to come back. They don't want anyone who had been there while she was gone, who could have possibly been better than her. But then the news came out that, Wendy is suffering from dementia. She is bound to a wheelchair. She can't walk. Okay, there's no blood surrounding her feet. And it was mostly on Tasha K came out with it first, and we then seen, on the Ricky Spotty Morning Show, the little gossip person on there too. So again, it was like little news here and there, whatever. But I was like, why is y'all singing this? Now her brother came out and said, look, we talk to her on a regular basis. Okay, we don't have any indication. We have not seen any reason to believe that she's suffering from any early stages of dementia, even though Wendy has, sometimes forget shit, but I do too, okay? And I'm only 39. So her brother Tommy was saying how, we do know she do have, physical issues with her walking or whatever. So he was like, it's true she's in a wheelchair, but again, she has lymphedema with her feet and her legs. So we've been seeing that escalate, past couple years on the show. Because Wendy used to wear heels and different kind of shoes, and she got to the point to where because her feet got so swollen because of lymphedema, she started wearing like this, specialty made shoes and sneakers, okay? And of course that will make it hard for her to walk. So if that mixed up with her grave disease, it's all can take a toll on her body. So I feel like the way the story came out was really like, raw and wrong a little bit, but because of the way Wendy has talked about the other people, it's like, can you really say that anyone speaking about her the way she callously has spoken about people in the past, can that really be wrong? And I'm like, well, yeah, even though what's good for the goose is always good for the gander, but you also want to give people grace, even if they don't extend that same grace to you, because you don't want to catch any negative karma based on trying to be as mean and ruthless as someone else. Okay, that's just my opinion. That's what y'all know me. I try to be so careful how I speak about people and speak more about their actions than them as people. Okay, if you do something fucked up, I'm gonna read you for filthy, yes, but I don't want to go so deep into it to where I'm, you know, breaking people down and whatnot. But the ratings for Sherry's week was so good again when the rumors of when you're doing really, really bad, that meant Sherry would take over is what came out. Now, one of Sherry's friends, I can't think of the man's name, but he was like, it's not true. Sherry will probably try to get her own show. But to me, that doesn't mean that she's not going to get Wendy's show. To me, that could mean, yes, she's trying to test out to replace Wendy. And it wouldn't be called the Wendy Williams show. It'd be called the Sherry Shepherd show. And I think people forget. The main people I can think of, the main show I can say this happened for was, Kelly and Ryan Seacrest's show. That show used to be Regis and Kathy Lee, okay? And then it became Regis and Kelly. And then it became Kelly and Michael. And then it became Kelly and Ryan. So some shows can transfer hosts and still survive. And my thing is, if the networks are smart, that is what can happen. Because shows like the Oprah Winfrey Show, the Ricky Lake Show, the Jenny Jones Show, the Sally Jesse Raphael Show, the Jerry Springer Show. We've had other shows that only had that one host, and when that host left, the show ended. If you want a show to continue on for years and years and years, there's a way for the studio that owns the show to get a new host when one host leaves. This can be what we're seeing, that it would not be the Wendy Williams show featuring Sherry. It'll be the Sherry Shepherd show. And to me, it makes sense. Now, we know that the next couple of weeks, they have Leah Remy, who's hosting, coming this Monday. So from November 29th to December 10th. And then after that, Sherry is back hosting, from the 13th to the 17th. And then after that, it'll be off for Christmas and New Year's and will not be back until sometime in January. Most shows go on hiatus, during the holidays. So I will for sure be watching, for sure Sherry's week. I'm not a Leah Remini, hater. I like her. I liked her on King of Queens. I liked her in different movies or whatever. I don't dislike her. I do prefer Sherry Shepherd. To me, I feel like give Sherry Shepherd the show she deserves. Sherry was on The View, and I think sometimes people have to find the right fit. And if you watched the episode Sherry did, it was a good fit because you don't have to mesh in with other people. She has the comedic timing. She also has her posts on, a little bit of pop culture or whatever. So that's what you need. And it didn't seem gimmicky or fake with Sherry to my liking. Okay, so that's what I hope happens. So again, we're going to still wish Wendy Williams a speedy recovery. And it's not that anyone wants Wendy to go away. It's not that we want her to be replaced, but it's like if you are sick and if you have these, medical issues and health issues, it's okay for you to go retire and get well. Okay, let's just say that. But let's move on to Sheree and her fake ass storyline. So, look, Sheree, we know it's back for season 14 of Housewives of Atlanta. Sheree has been fired and brought back 3 times. I think this is her 3rd time coming back to the show. And I feel like each time she comes back, she's a bone collector. Sheree is a bone collector, a bone passer runner. She passes information to one point to the other. And now this time coming back, she wanted to have a storyline of her dating Tyrone, who we know was in prison. He got out of prison and he is on house arrest in Philadelphia. And my thing is, how do you want to bring a storyline to the Housewives of Atlanta about your boyfriend who was on home confinement in fucking Philadelphia? And I'm like, how does that work? I said to myself before all this, that can't be her look. Unless it's gonna be a FaceTime relationship, what can it be? Unless you're gonna be consistently flying to or driving to or just traveling to Philly, how can this possibly be her storyline? Now we've seen that picture that came out that showed her sitting outside at the restaurant or whatever, and they was going to say that it was Tyrone setting her up. Now Tyrone has since gotten pissed for one of her trying to shoot a scene of them outside at a public place when he is on house confinement, house arrest, and he can go back to prison for violating any of that. And when the story came out that, Sheree and the Housewives producers was going to stage it or make it seem like Tyrone stood her up, like he had every intent to meet her and then didn't. And when Tyrone heard that, he got pissed. So Tyrone sent a cease and desist to Bravo and said, look, don't talk about me. You don't know me. You don't have the right to use my likeness. Leave me alone. Do not put me in y'all shit. Meaning Sheree's fake ass storyline has fell through the cracks before the show even started airing. Okay, and I'm like, it's done. And I kept saying to myself, if that's your boyfriend, and he lives in Philadelphia, okay, why can't you go to his house that you have seen that we talking? Is he in is he homeless? Does he live in a rat-infested place that you don't want to see? Or is part of his probation or parole that he can't be on camera? I'm confused. I need a reason to why Sheree, starting her blonde-haired ass of mine, that it would be smart to even set up a scene to make it look like you're meeting him outside somewhere when he is on home confinement. Okay, now look, some home confinements do allow the prisoners, okay, the people or whatever, to leave their homes between certain times and be back certain times. Sometimes, not all, but some people have time they can leave the house for a job or whatever. I'm assuming Tyrone don't have that because Tyrone didn't show up, and Tyrone has sent Bravo a cease and desist to not use my likeness, to take me out of any storyboards y'all had for this season. So again, to me, it was some fraud ass shit. Okay, it was all a scheme that Ty came up with to bring us the bullshit to make us forget that Kandi don't have no storyline. Okay, think about this: what does Kandi bring to the show? Nothing, okay? And not saying Kandi isn't booked and busy, because Kandi, we know, is booked, busy, and doing other things, which is true. But Todd set up this shit to make us forget Kandi don't have no storyline on the show, okay? Or we'll see what she has this season. I don't know. But again, Sheree, honey, I didn't think it was smart for them to bring her back in the first place. It's gonna look like, what is she gonna give? Sheree hasn't given in a while, and she gives good faith. She gives good one-liners, but Sheree never has her own storyline. She hasn't in the past 3 times she came back, and now the one she had is cease and desisting the damn show. Girl, fake storyline exposed. And it's like, are they even a couple? Because they were saying that because Sheree set up the fake scene of him fakely not showing up, that he had not talked to her. So are they really together? Let me know, because I don't know. It's still some bull of the shit. What I do like is we don't really know much about what's going on this season. Even though we've seen them filming things, we don't know the dynamic of what's going on. So again, I want to see what's going on, okay? Now, let's get on. Well, first of all, take a minute, y'all, and like the video. The because I needed some water. Okay, sometimes we be thirsty and whatnot. Okay, let's move on to Stevie and Faith. Now we know the little video came out last week or the week before last, showing Stevie berating and basically cussing Faith out, telling her she's a punk ass bitch, she's a cheating ass bitch, and she's a bitch, and fuck you, bitch. He cussed her out, okay? Cussed her out while all Faith wanted to do was take a fucking nap. She was trying to go to sleep, and that's it. And Stevie was just berating her, whatever, and recording it too. Well, Stevie said, you know what, let me go ahead and get my apology on. And this is what Stevie had to say. Where's the little video of Stevie being Stevie?
Happy holidays, everybody. I'd like to make this video for my wife. A video was released last week that showed me like talking crazy to my wife and publicly humiliating my wife. I'd like to apologize and say sorry that I even allowed somebody to come in my home and steal a computer and be able to do that to us. You're an amazing person. I'd like to apologize to your family. They don't deserve that either. Nah, she ain't shit. I was just in the moment, you know how us guys do. I'd like to take the time to apologize to you, Faith, and let you know I love you. I'm here for you, always. Always. Y'all enjoy your holidays.
Get out of my face. First of all, this is the weird part for me. He brought up how, I'm sad that I allowed anyone to come in the house and steal a laptop. I'm like, well, let's replay so y'all can hear what he said. Listen one more time.
What's up? Happy holidays, everybody. I'd like to make this video for my wife. A video was released last week that showed me like talking crazy to my wife and publicly humiliating my wife. I'd like to apologize and say sorry that I even allowed somebody to come in my home and steal a computer and be able to do that to us.
So this is the thing. It doesn't matter if someone stole a computer. The fact that you did the act and recorded the act is what's crazy to me, and kept it, on whatever, computer, whatever. You can't say you can't apologize for the fact that it got out. You can't apologize for the fact that, someone stole the computer and outed us. I'm like, bruh, no, apologize for what you did. But let's continue.
You're an amazing person.
Then why is she with you? Because anyone who talked to someone like that, you're not that great.
Apologize to your family. They don't deserve that either. Nah, she ain't shit.
Oh. What did he just say? Well, let's rewind.
They don't deserve that either. Nah, she ain't shit.
So you're now admitting that she did not even cheat on you. So then you were messing with her for no reason? Now, this is my thing. Faith may have cheated. I don't know. My issue is how he talked to her when she was just trying to get a nap in. Girl.
I was just in the moment. You know how us guys do.
I don't know. Look, no. That isn't an excuse, sir. You can't say, how us guys do. Not all guys do that. You do that. Don't blame it on all men. Blame on yourself.
To apologize to you, Faith, and let you know I love you. I'm here for you, always. Always. Y'all enjoy your holidays.
Stevie be on bullshit all the time, and I feel like he only apologized because it got so public. It was all over all the blogs. It was everywhere, and I think that's the only reason he's saying sorry. I also feel like he's saying, well, someone came in and stole the computer because people were saying that they think that Stevie gave the footage to someone to release, is what I was hearing in these streets or whatever, allegedly. And so he's trying to say, no, it wasn't me. Someone stole the computer the footage was on, and then that's how it got out. Either way it goes, sir, you recorded it. You were the one that allowed it to be recorded and put out. That was on you, not whoever stole it. And then you took it to Tasha K and let Tasha K post it. It was you. But again, we'll see if Faith forgives them. I believe even since the video came out, we've seen them two together. So, I mean, sometimes toxicness just stays together until one person leaves them. And I'm like, I think Stevie and Faith should leave each other because, you don't want to be with someone who treats you that way. But I mean, maybe he's gotten better. I mean, he hasn't. But we shall see. We shall see. Let's get to Cardi B and Tasha K. So y'all know, Tasha K. Y'all know the rule for me and a few other YouTubers is we do not discuss other YouTubers until it becomes a topic on the actual blogs. Not a topic on YouTube, on the actual blogs. There's a difference, okay? And Tasha K and Cardi B's lawsuit is for sure a real story to be discussed and whatnot. So y'all know a couple years ago, maybe because it's 2021, I think it was in 2019, it could have been 2020, where Tasha K was really relentlessly going at Cardi B on her channel. I mean, she was going in, and it made me. I'm like, damn, Tasha, what Cardi B do to you? Now, the lawsuit came because Cardi B accused her of highly offensive claims, and it was things that Tasha K was saying on her own YouTube channel about Cardi B. So they are basically both in court. Okay, now this time. This is according to hiphopnews.com and whatever. They're asking to be provided access to Cardi B's medical records because she filed a defamation suit against Tasha K because of things Tasha K said or whatever. And now what they saying is this time around the 29-year-old, I'm pop off screen so I can read the right way. The 29-year-old is being asked to provide access to her medical records following her filing a defamation case for the highly offensive claims from YouTuber Tasha K, also known as Tasha K, regarding her sexual health from a few years back. And then Cardi was saying that, Kibi ran a malicious campaign to taint her reputation, claiming that Cardi B, who was the mother of two, cheated on her husband on set, worked as a prostitute, used cocaine, and had contracted herpes and HPV. I remember specifically seeing the lives that Tasha was doing back then, and I was like, ooh. And I mean, these were things she said as a blogger on her YouTube channel. And the thing that I try to do on my channel, I don't try to repeat things that hasn't been vetted in a way that I feel like is true. And I feel like, going hard at someone and accusing them of things isn't something I want to do. And I feel like that's what Cardi B thinks that Tasha K did. That Tasha K went on, as she said, she ran a malicious campaign to taint my reputation. And if you saw those videos back then, it was definitely damaging accusations towards Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? True or false or indifferent. And so now the issue is, it says on Monday, November 22nd, a judge ruled that the Los Angeles Center for Women's Pelvic Health will send him any and all medical records related to Cardi B's testing for herpes and HPV, because Cardi's saying that, at least that part of what Tasha K was saying was not true. Because I think we know Cardi B is fuck for money for whatever. We know she's been a stripper, whatever. But saying that she cheated on her husband and then contracted herpes and HPV, is something Cardi can prove to not be true with medical records. And so, this is what they're doing now. Cardi's lawyer told Rolling Stone that my client does not have HPV and herpes. Two of the defamatory statements at issue at the vile, false, and highly offensive statements by the defendant that my client has herpes and HPV, and we provided the testing records 14 months ago. Okay, which means over a year ago. Okay, and now even Cardi brought up on social media when this came back up recently. Okay, we see defamation suit Monday's order was sought by accused attorney was Tasha K. By an attorney for Cardi B told Billboard on Tuesday, November 29th, the same tests had already been voluntarily disclosed earlier in the case and as evidence in favor of the clients of the rappers' accusations. And Cardi B said, I don't know why this random ass article is coming out when the test results been turned in to her lawyers 3 months ago, and the judge got it and approved the test results 2 weeks ago for trial. What that means is Cardi's evidence of, excuse me, I don't have these diseases. The judge asking for my medical records, all that has already gone to her lawyers, to the judges, is done a done deal. We need to go to court. And this is the crazy part. If Tasha K loses this battle and is deemed that the things she said on her channel were false and she's held to whatever charges or sentencing that they give her, that's going to change how she moves, because again, you can't say things as openly anymore once someone has sued you for what you said and it was false. And that's going to be a big issue for Tasha K. Now, Tasha K wins because let's say the Cardi B her result does show that she had these, ailments. That can be a win for Tasha, because again, it means she can continue to say all these things, and she can then go make 18,000 lives discussing why Cardi B even sued her for defamation if things were true. So again, I do think, at least for us bloggers, we will be watching this case because it affects us and how we move, how we work. I hope that it's a learning lesson for everybody. I do feel like we do not have to go so hard and so tough at people. And it's not anyone's business if Cardi has herpes. It's not anyone's business if she has HPV, because whoever she is on her. If her husband likes it, who cares? And I think that's the issue that Cardi B had. It was how relentless it seemed like Tasha K was being at the time on that topic. It was like an everyday thing, at least every other day thing. So I think that's the reason why Cardi was like, no, I gotta nip this in the bud, okay? And so we will see what happens between these two if the court say once they're in court. Because I want to see what's going. Because if she don't have it, it's like, girl, Tasha, what you gonna do, mom? Anyway, let's get to the bullshit of it all. Now, look, all these things that I wanted to discuss, I do feel like this was the most it's the math ain't mathing. Look, we know that Falynn and Jaylen, recently, 2 days ago, had their baby girl Emma sang Pina. Okay, we see Falynn commented, and so the Jaylen commented too. She was born on the 26th of November. Okay, now the thing is, Falynn got divorced, got pregnant, got engaged, and had a baby all in the same year. That is clear. So the math kind of ain't math. And if she had her baby in November, towards the end of November, and this is if she was on a preemie and all those things, it was seen, okay, that when Simon says what? When Simon said she's pregnant with someone else's baby, so why is she upset with me about being with Portia? Was actual and factual, okay? But this is the thing. And I feel like I don't get why people was like, oh, see, Simon was right. Falynn was a lie. I feel like both Falynn and Simon lied to us. I also think this is some shit Todd set up to bring us the bullshit, to remind us to not think about Candy not having a real storyline, but she's still on Housewives of Atlanta, okay? Anyway, I feel like Simon and Falynn marriage was over toward the end of 2020. I feel like they knew they were done. Even though they were still living as husband and wife. I think they both were doing their own thing. I think he was messing with Portia. I think she was messing with Jalen. I think they both were openly messing with other folk. Okay. And I think that's why she got pregnant. I think that's why he got engaged. They both made a big life change around the same time. She got pregnant around the same time that he got engaged. So I'm looking like I'm not mad at anybody. I think the big thing when it first came out, the reason so many people, including myself, was like, what the fuck? Was the fact that it seemed like Simon and Falynn were a married couple, married for years, okay, Portia met them on the show, brought them on the show, whatever, and however it happened. And she's now engaged to a man whose wife she was around, who he was married to before. It was weird shit. And I kind of compare it to Married at First Sight. Married at First Sight is these strangers who all meet up, they all get engaged, they all get married or whatever, quick, quick, quick. And at the end of this season, how it seemed like Johnny and Kayla, no, Johnny and Mirla could be dating, and how Bao and Zach are dating. To me, that isn't as bad because none of them were already in a marriage before they all met. Whereas in this instant, Simon and Fallon had been married for years when he met Portia. And Portia and the wife kind of befriended each other and hung out or whatever. That was the messy part for me. They were already a married couple when Portia met them. But beside that, I do feel like, again, Fallon and Simon were not together. I think Portia and Simon and Jalen and Fallon were separately messing around, and we just didn't know. Because think about this, nobody was really following Fallon or Simon before the show. We didn't know or care about them at all. No one really cared about Fallon or Simon until Portia announced she was dating Simon, and then it became a story. So my thing is, I feel like Simon always wanted to be on the show, wanted to be a star, okay? And okay, I found him. Get on this show. Okay, get on this show. And they probably already was not doing good or whatever. And that did not help their marriage. And he then seen Portia juice. And so he liked that. And she liked him. And then things happened. And he thought, okay, if we can spin this to where you move on, I move on, we can possibly both be on the show. I do think that was an idea in Simon's head. Okay. But again, I think Simon and Fallon had both moved on, and they both were lying about the timeline. You can't tell me that Portia and Simon got engaged after a couple weeks, and it happened around the same time that Fallon and Jalen was getting pregnant. Because again, all of this happened around late February and March, same time. So now the baby's born. The math ain't mathing for no damn body. But let's not forget, Portia and Simon are on a whole reality show together in the same year that we found out they were dating. Fallon and Jalen, new baby, engaged. Okay, got their own YouTube show on on YouTube about their regular relationship, whatever, same year. So I'm like, the timeline that they gave wasn't mathing at all. They should just say, hey, we were both done last year doing our own thing. And we did our own thing, and we both are in different places now. Because again, let's not act like Simon was waiting for Fallon. Because he wasn't, because he was dating other people. So again, the math ain't mathing, okay? And also the baby Emma has Fallon's her maiden last name. And I think you're like, why don't she have, Jalen's last name? Well, Jalen on social media has Jalen Pina. So it seems as though Jalen possibly has taken on Fallon's last name. And I'm wondering if Fallon's children, her three boys, all have her last name. And she didn't want her daughter to be the eyeball out. And she convinced Jalen young ass to take on her name too. Now that's something really, really new where the men take the woman's last name, grandma there be. But again, I'm not mad. I'm no longer mad at Portia and Simon or Falynn and Jaylen. But all I know is the math wasn't mathing. That baby was born in the same year that Falynn was divorcing. Okay, that's 9 whole months. Okay, I'm just saying, around February and March is when Portia and Simon and Jaylen and Falynn all were canoodling together. And we know that Portia show premieres tonight. I'm going to review that. We will see what it gives and what not. Okay. But other than that, that's all I have for y'all right now. Make sure to like this video, comment in the comment section. Do not forget to also share it and follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner. Other than that, I will talk to y'all later. Gotta go. Bye.